Okay, welcome to LS590 W01 Global Perspectives in Librarianship. My name is Dr. Simon Aristeguieta-Trillos. I'm going to be your professor for Summer 3 2015. This is the D2L site. First, let's go to the content area. Well, before we go to the content area here, when you see this blank space, uh, when you open D2L, you will see this video that I'm recording right now. So let's go to the content area. In the content area, I don't, if you see the table of content, I don't have that by week. Sometimes I do that during the regular sessions. But for the summer, being only 5 weeks, I decided to do it by topics. So we have the syllabus, homework, readings, PowerPoint, and the final exam. Let's go to the syllabus first. Okay, this is summer 2015 LS590 Global Perspectives in Librarianship, and the class will go on from July 6 to August 6. Here is my information and my office address, etc. The best way to get in contact with me is by using D2L in the communication and discussions where you have a topic called Ask a Question. Because even though I may not be in my office, I may be traveling, but I check internet, I check the web and D12 every day. So usually I will respond with a time frame of 24 hours or less. Okay. Here is the objectives and this learning objective and description of the course. I'm not going to read everything because I'm trying to do these videos short as possible, but please make sure you do. All the written assignments have to be in APA style, 6th edition, and if you don't have the APA manual, you can always go to this website, the owlenglish.purdue.edu, where you will find examples on how to write using APA. Here is what we're going to do. We're going to have this is how I'm going to grade, and these are the activities of the class. We're going to have a discussion board, and that's going to be 10 points. Then we're going to do what I call a country data sheet, and we're going to see the instructions in a while. It's 20 points. Then comparative article analysis at 25 points, and finally the wiki collaboration ongoing. That is a project that I'm going to explain how that's going to work. That's 35 points. That's a very fun project, by the way. And the final exam of 10 points. This is the grayscale that I use, so it's very simple. And these are the topics I'm going to because of my own bias. I'm going to focus my class time on Latin America. But you don't have to. And we're going to see that in the assignments. You can choose any country in the world, except the U.S. of course, but Canada and any country in Europe or in Asia or in Africa or Latin America, that's fine with me. But I'm gonna do 2 or 3 or probably 4 lectures that I'm going to record. I'm gonna do it on Latin America. Okay, here is the standard university policy about academic honesty, etc., etc., etc. So make sure you read that. Turn it in. We'll check submissions, so please read, etc. Okay, let's go back to the table of content here, and let's see the homeworks. That's the next topic here. Homework. So let's see H1. Okay, what this is called the country data sheet, and this is to fill out the following information. You may use narrative, prose, table, charts, or whatever format you like to present information. So this is very open. Good detail is appreciated. This data sheet should expand into several pages. It may expand into several pages of single space, or you may use double space. It doesn't matter. But should not exceed 6 pages. So no, please don't do it more than 6. Do not cut or paste information or quote directly, but use paraphrase, because you will need to use some facts and of course they have to be quoted. You have to synthesize information, etc. So these are the basic things that I'm asking: the name, the country, basic country data, location, size, population, GNP, currency, poverty rates, major city, economy, and then we enter our domain. Is does it have a national library? How is the library system, etc. Please do not limit yourself to the question that I'm posting here. Please cover this material, but cover other things that you think are interesting for the whole class. So in terms of library data, education for librarianship, professional organizations, etc. So you're going to do this, and once you have done this, let's go back to homework here. You're going to submit that, and that's worth 20 points, and you're going to submit this in here in the discussion here. And I want you to you can you can the best way could be like a copy paste thing, or you can attach your document. Why I want you to submit it here and not in the Dropbox? Because I want you to share the information with your classmates. Because if you know my teaching approach is a constructive approach, meaning that in this class we're trying to create information and knowledge for all of us. And the only way to do that is sharing information. So I want to read about what country have you choose, but your classmates they also want to read about your country. As I said, it can be any country except the U.S. Okay, so if you are interested in Australia, you do it in Australia. If you are interested in China, you do it in China. England, France, Spain, Argentina, South Africa, etc. And we all want to learn. This is for me. This is the most fun class in the whole year because one of my specialties is international librarianship. So this is a class that I look forward to. So you're going to submit your paper here to share with the other members of the class. Okay. Let's go back to the content area. And we have assignment 2. Let's click here, and that's worth 25 points. And the assignment is more like a lead review. Let's listen. Let's read the instruction. Preparation and identify a topic of interest to you with regard to international librarianship. So it can be related to librarianship in general, or it can be related to an issue in your country of choice. For example, if you write about Spain and you find that's your country of interest, and you want to write a paper on education, librarian education in Spain, you're welcome to do it, or about the National Library, etc. You have to locate for scholarly journal articles or book chapters, and then you writings on the paper should be reflective of major trends in the field. They should be of substantial length and should be fairly recent, and you have competitors to examine historical review. So what you're going to do is what we call a critical review. That's a little bit different. It's like a lead review, but a little bit different because I want to hear your opinion. Okay. Overviews, the major approaches and theme in the addressing the articles. We have 4 articles. Note to also be aware of academic and professional background to extent which you have published. Okay, this information is best integrated into your analysis as opposed as being treated in a separate paragraph. And what you're going to do, and this is exactly what you're going to critique, you're going to explain what the author or the authors are saying, and then you're going to do a critique pointing out strengths and weaknesses of the research. Okay, that's all. And that you have to use, of course, formatting your paper using APA 6 edition. And this is check. Please read this statement because I want you to do your own work. Okay, this has to do with academic honesty. But this is a very fun kind of critical lead review or comparative article analysis, because it's only four uh, scholarly journals, or at least two scholarly journal articles and two book chapters. And what you're going to is analyze critically each one. Okay. Of course, everything comes in one paper with your four readings and your analysis. Try to choose, as I said, I was at the beginning, try to select the country that you are interested in, or you can also talk about international librarianship as a methodology, as a theme, as a topic. Okay, if in case you want to talk in general about international librarianship. But my recommendation is that if you have selected already in H1 a country that you like to investigate and research on, then search for information in regards to that country in the domain of librarianship, and analyze for articles. Well, once you have that done, this is going to go to the Dropbox. Okay, H here. This is where you put your your comparative analysis assignment. Let's go back to content area, to homework, and then we have the third homework, and this is the more fun, and it's an ongoing homework because it starts from the beginning of the semester of this session till the end, and it's called the Wiki Collaboration Instructions. This has worked very well in the past. I think this is my third year teaching this class. And what we're going to use, and it's fun because you guys get to use the wiki, so you learn a little bit of technology too, for those who haven't done that. We have what they call some electronic tools, some collaboration tools that we can use in D2L, and one of them is the wiki. And the wiki works that everybody have to participate. Okay, so here is the explanation of the assignment. The goal is to provide concluding experience for students in their exploration into a country or region-specific libraries. Each student will be grouped into the region that is reasonable for his or her focus. So once you choose your country, you have to let me know, and I will make groups by probably geographical areas. So if there are 2 or 3 students who want to study three countries in Africa, well, that's going to be the Africa group. If there are 2 or 3 in Europe, those are going to be the European group. In Latin American, that's a Latin American group, and so on. And I will group them, and what you're going to develop is a wiki on your region. So you will have an introduction on your region in general, and then you will add your specifics, the specific information on the country of your choosing, and you be using your data sheet, country data sheet, and other information that you can add. You can add pictures, and be as creative as you like. You can add pictures, videos, etc. Because it's a wiki. So the idea is that you add as much information as possible. Of course, you do a reference list at the end, and we are going to share this with the whole class. The whole class will be able to see your wikis. Okay. And this is, of course, because it's the most fun, it's worth 35 points. So everybody will participate in this. Okay. These are the assignments, and I think they are really fun. Then we go to the readings. We don't have a book here, but I want you to read some articles. And I normally don't do this. I let you look for the article in the library website. But because this is a short session, I have posted the PDFs. And here we have the reading schedule. We're going to be reading the first 3 weeks, and please read them because this is the material where we're going to get the final exam. In week number one, you're going to read one called International and Comparative Librarianship. This is from the encyclopedia. Then we're going to read shorts. And then week two, Peter Johann 2008. That's a great article. Vicente 2. And finally, in week three, we're going to read Molay and Hawkins and Hawkins. Where are these articles? Well, they are right here. So you click here and you will see this is the one from the encyclopedia, and it's right here. Well, my internet connection is kind of slow, but here it is. So you please read this. This is 10 pages, and this is an introduction to international and comparative librarianship, and so on. So you have your reading schedule your right here, and you have your readings here. The first 3 weeks, because then I want you to concentrate on the wiki. These are 3 PowerPoints that I will add some recorded lectures that I have, but these are the PowerPoints. And the final exam that will be, I don't know, I haven't decided, maybe 1 question or 2 questions or 3 questions regarding the class content, okay? So this is my favorite class of the whole year. So now we know what to do. Now, when do we do it? Okay. The way I like to work in the summertime is I'm not gonna have like due dates, which is good and bad at the same time. It's good. It's good because it gives you provide you more time to do things, but it's bad because then you, and this is not you. All human beings we like to procrastinate, so we tend to do things at the end of it, at the end, and rush at the end. Please do not do that. I'm gonna uh, ask you to please do not do that. Start working from day one, so you can start working. So let's say let's go first to H1. H1 has a due date of August 2nd. I'm going to see how this is going to work, which means that you will have till almost the end of the session to put your homework here, H1, your country data sheet, which does not mean that you have to wait till the end. Why? Because I want you to share the facts with your classmates, okay? So even though the due date is August, it means that you should be working from day one, from today, Monday, and probably have that done by the end of this week. So you can share that with your other classmates, okay? The same for the comparative analysis. That's due on August 2nd. Please start to work in finding 4 articles of your interest and do your comparative analysis. And don't wait till August 2nd. And the wiki doesn't have a due date. The wiki assignment doesn't have a due date because we're going to start from the very beginning to do that. We cannot wait for the end. This starts July 6th and ends August 2. Okay? But I'm doing this, but let's not procrastinate. Let's do things from the very beginning. This class is for you. It's not for me. This class is not to get a good grade. I expect everybody to get an A here in this class. This class is because we want to learn something about other countries and how they do librarianship, how is library education, if they have what is the national library, what other initiatives they are doing, etc. This is to have fun, to learn, and the only way that we are going to learn is that if we share information. So I'm going to share my information, but you guys have to share information with me and with each other. That's how we construct knowledge, okay? So please make sure you start working from the beginning. Don't wait till the end. Why did I put the due dates at the end of the session? Well, because I understand that some of you may go on vacation, some may be very busy on your work, etc. So I'm giving you that chance. But let's try to do it as soon as possible so we have the most information. Now, in terms of the wiki, how are we going to work? We have according to my class list, we have, let me see how many people, let's see, groups. We have in this class 14 people. Okay, here they are: Alice, Annalisa, Jessica, Joseph, May, Alicia, Rochelle, Megan, Marcy, Kevin, Dan, Jessica, Trina, and Ellie. These are the students that are registered in this class. Well, if we have 14 people, um, we may have 3, 4, or 5 groups. Okay, we may have a group of 2 people. We may have a group of 4 people. It doesn't matter. This is for learning and having fun. Okay, so the first activity that I want you guys to tell me is in what country you are interested in writing. I don't care if two people are writing on Australia. Doesn't matter. Because hopefully you will find different information. So I don't care if there are repeated countries, but I need to know that from the get-go, from this first week, so I can start organizing the groups. Okay. So if we go to discussion, and I'm going to add this topic here. So make sure you write your favorite country there, so I can get you to work with others in your group. So non-graded participation, and this is, I'm going to call it selected country. Okay, save and close. So here in selected country, I want you to write the country you're going to work on. So I can organize the group by geographical area. Okay, if 2 people or 3 people are doing Africa, that's going to be a group. If 4 more are doing Europe, that's countries in Europe, that's going to be Europe. That's 7 people already. South America, there are two interested in South America. That's 9, and the other ones are doing Australia and New Zealand. Well, that's another group, etc. Or I get a lot of people doing China, India, and Japan. That's going to be the Asia group. So that's how I'm going to organize the groups. Once we have the groups, and I'm going to have this to ask you to do this by the end of this week. Okay, by Friday, please make sure you do this, the selected country. Then I'm going to name these groups after your area. Let's say the group 1 is Asia, group 2 is Europe, group 3 is Africa, and so on. And I want you guys to start participating here in your groups, interacting and organizing. How are you going to develop your wiki? Okay, so this is where you're going to get 10 points when I see you participating in your group. But in order to do that, I need to know what country you're going to do. So please make sure you answer this as soon as possible. And then you go here and start interacting with each other. I'm going to be watching what you do, but I'm not going to participate. This is up to you. You have to organize yourself online to work in a collaborative manner. Okay, so you're going to be here. You're going to get together here, and you're going to discuss how you're going to develop the wiki. Once you know how to do that, once you have organized yourself, you go to the content area, and this you can start doing this as soon as I organize the groups. And you click here, and you go to the wiki, and then you add a page. I think I added 5 pages, but you can add. You just take one page here. It says pages here. So group 1, you can change the title. You edit the title and put your name on the name of your group. Let's say Northern Europe, or Latin American, or English speaking countries in Europe, or Mediterranean countries, etc. Depending on the name of the group, you will choose that. I will add a name. I will put a name, but then you can change it. It doesn't matter. And then you start to develop your own wiki on your area. Okay, that will be up to you. And this is something that will start this Monday and will end the last day of class. But the key here is that we need to, it will end on August 2, I'm sorry. We need to organize the groups as soon as possible. I'm going to put that in the news. So select the country so I can organize the groups. The other two assignments, especially the, you will have to do the, even though the due date is almost at, I think it's August 2nd, you will have to do the country data sheet soon because that's going to be part of your wiki. Okay. So the way we're going to work is kind of tricky, but on the other hand, we are acting as professionals. It's not me, I'm the professor, and you are the students, and I have to tell you when to do things. No, we're gonna all of us. I'm sorry, all of us are gonna act like real professionals. We have an open date from today till August 6th, and we have to achieve these things. We have three clear objectives. That's our assignment, and a big learning objective, which is learning about librarianship in other areas of the world. Okay, I'm going to focus on Latin America, and some of the readings are on Latin American, and others are on international librarianship and comparative librarianship in general. But again, let's make this class as fun as possible. Don't see this as, oh, now I have to compare four papers. No, that's fun because you can add that to your wiki too. Okay, the country data sheet is fun because you can learn about China or learn about England or Australia or New Zealand or Argentina or Japan. And then the wiki is where we're going to put everything together. Okay, the more information that we put there, the more we're all going to learn. I don't know anything, for example. I know what I have learned in this class about Europe and Asia and Canada librarianship, but I don't know. I have, something that would be really fun to do. It will be to develop a wiki on Muslim librarianship, for example. Or that I have no idea on that regards. But I know they had it's a very old traditions of academics and librarians in the Muslim world. But that would be really great to have that, etc. But that's up to you. I'm not going to say that you have to do this or that. This class is I made this class uh, as I would like to have a class myself. I make this class very open, not very prescriptive. I let everybody take charge of what they want to do. So please make sure I'm going to add that now. Let's go to course home here. And I'm going to news here. Please select the country you would like to explore ASAP so I can organize the groups for the wiki development. Post your preference at discussions, non-graded participation, select country. I'm gonna put due date. I'm gonna put here Friday. Let me see what day is Friday. Friday, July 10th. 10, 6 p.m. is the standard time. Okay. Okay, so this is your first task. But start working on the in your country data sheet and also work on your comparative analysis. Okay, I'm gonna publish this. Okay, so let's get ready to have fun. Okay, I think that's all for today. If you have any questions, use go to discussion and put it here in ask questions. Okay, but this is a fun class. To me, this is the most interesting class in the whole year, and this class has been I have taught this class for 3 years, and it's always been successful. Okay, thank you so much, and let's start working.